Hey everybody, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I just had to do a quick funny because I love sharing some of these stories. When I worked in the apartment industry, I worked in a Section 8 apartment complex. And, I would run into people who had master's degrees, college degrees. They had experience. They used to work for big companies. But yet somehow they were on the Section 8. And, I just wondered. So I wanted to talk with them. So when I started talking to this one lady, literally out of her mouth, she had a master's degree in, I think in HR. Yeah, HR. And she had 2 kids. And I was like, so, hey, where's your new job? And blah, blah, because she was talking about getting a job forever. And kind of find out she never had a job ever. She had just been going to college and had kids. That's all she ever did. And she never been to college. She's like, Texas is in a recession right now. I literally almost fell out of my chair in laughter. She was like, Texas is in a recession, da-da-da. And this is like right down the street. They were building a giant HEB that's going to hire 500 people and they train HR people on the job. And I remember telling her and talking about how I worked at Lowe's and Lowe's trained HR on the job and all stuff. And you could see in her eyes as I said it, immediately, whatever. Her mindset was locked on that Texas is in a recession. And I told her if Texas is in a recession, I'd hate to see it in a depression. You know what I mean? Because it's like some people, no matter where they are, no matter where they live, they will see the negative in an opportunity. They will see the negative in living somewhere. They will see the negative in anything, right? And so I end up bumping into these conversations online with people who are like, yeah, that city has high income inequality. Okay. What does that have with you getting a job and you saving your money and you not buying a new car because you can't afford it? And you're not buying a new iPhone because you can't afford it. And what does that income equality have to do with you? I talk to a lot of people who go to cities that have, high in betweens, right? You live in Miami, there's going to be lots of people making $1 million. There's a lot of people making $35,000. The people making $35,000 don't have less of a life. I mean, unless they're trying to live in a penthouse, yeah, that doesn't add up. They're not going to be able to afford that. So when people love talking about income inequality, it makes my stomach hurt because I just think it's such a cop-out and bullshit for you to just not work your butt off and throw your money into savings. And I think some people are just still stuck in that old mentality mindset of well, if I work, I should be able to have a brand new car and a brand new house and brand new phones and brand new clothes. That's never been the game. You know what I mean? The long-term game is people who have a house, yes, but also have a lot of savings, have a paid-off car. So not necessarily a new one, but they have, dividend, monthly stocks. They own land, they own rental properties. There's a really great woman called Paula Pant, called Afford Anything blog. And she moved to Atlanta 6 years ago with nothing, no savings, no job, no nothing, no car, nothing. And started from scratch. And then 6 years later, she owned over 8 properties. Why? Because it's mindset. Most people live in Atlanta oh, it's so hard living in Atlanta. Yeah, it's hard living in Atlanta if you make $35,000 a year and you want to drive a brand new Dodge Charger or Cadillac Escalade that costs, $25. It costs the same amount of what you make a year. Yeah, that's real hard living that way. It's going to be really hard if you want a brand new car and you don't own a house and your apartment rent keeps going up. Yeah, that's the struggle. And what's funny to me is a lot of apartments in Atlanta, the rent's $550 to $750. But when you want to floss and you want to live big, of course it doesn't make sense. Of course it's inequality. And that's the problem. People in America believe that, Bernie Sanders says if you work 40 hours a week, you should be able to not live in poverty. What are you doing with your money? There's cases all the time where people give $500 in food stamps and people still are hungry. Their kids are going to school hungry. They're coming home hungry. How is that possible? Because they're buying a bunch of junk. They're not allocating the $500 to buy, staples, a bunch of, 100-pound bags of rice, 100 pounds of beans, big bulk purchase of meats. It's a system to it and it's a process. And so, again, if you think there's a recession in Texas, there is a bridge. There's a lakefront property in Arizona I want to sell you or something, right? Because that's just stupid. That's you refusing to go out and hustle. Sorry. This is coming from a person who came to Austin, Texas and had 5 job offers in the first week or something. It was ridiculous. So again, this is Erica, Classy Climb blog. You guys, if you want some courses that improve your life, Classy Climb School is beneath you on the info. Check it out. You guys have a great day. This is Erica.